Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins. If you are a new friend and possibly subscriber, welcome. I'm very happy that you are here joining me. And if you're a returning friend and subscriber, welcome again to you. I am thrilled that you are all here. We're going to talk about my favorite hobby, which is cross-stitching, and there's going to be a lot of books. That's my second favorite hobby, is books. So I have been AWOL for pretty much the entire month of October. I've been doing life, friends. I've been having adventures and excursions, and I will just tell you all about that as we go. But for those of you that are here for the FlossTube part of my channel, let's jump into stitching. I don't have as much progress to show you. I don't have as many pieces as normal because since I have seen you last, I have been gone for 2 out of the 4 weeks of October. I've just been goofing around, doing all the things. When I came back from my second adventure, my husband said, "Are you going to stick around for a while now?" Yes, I am. So before we get rocking and rolling, I have got to show you a mug, a beautiful mug that Holly gifted to me in my Starbucks You Are Here series. And this is from Morocco. I have never been to Morocco, but now I'm thinking I need to put Morocco on my must visit list. So Holly, thank you for the mug. It's empty. I've already had coffee. I am filming this at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is very unusual for me. Usually I do it much earlier in the day. So I have had my coffee, but I do have a beverage that I will drink, and it's water. So grab your beverage, whatever it is. Today's mine's water. Grab your stitching. Let's have a little chat, shall we? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put my water here. All right, I am 4 polymer buttons away from a finish, so let's start with that. I finally sat down and stitched Autumn Notes by the Shepherd's Bush. Autumn Notes. And so all of the stitching is done, all the back stitching is done. I just have four little polymer beads left to put on this. So I am declaring this an FO because when I get done filming FlossTube, I will go sit down and add those buttons. I should have done them last night. I should have just powered through and not put off, put off today. We can do tomorrow, right? Or however that goes. I should have done them last night before I went to bed is what I'm saying. I should have just, spent an extra 15 minutes, but I'm like, I'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow is not over, so we can worry about those buttons later. So here it is. Here is Autumn Notes. And so I've got my acorn button, I've got my leaf button, I've got my pumpkin button. And so there's still a crow, which kind of sits up in here. And then each of these little sunflowers, there's the third one, there's 3 of them, they have a black button that goes in the middle of each flower. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure I'm going to add those because I think the stitching looks good enough. And they're solid black, and so I'm afraid it'll be like just big splotches. I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, I'll take it off. So anyway, here is Autumn Notes by the Shepherd's Bush. I used all the called for flosses. If I had the fancy floss, I used the fancy floss. If I didn't, I just used the DMC that was listed. And here you can see. Yep. Oh, and I did make one personalization. So the word acorn over here is supposed to be kind of on its side, the way sunflower is. Where is that? Oh, here. sunflower. So, see how sunflower's, you know, on its side? And acorn was supposed to be that way, but I just did it up and down because when I looked at it, I couldn't figure out what it said. So I'm like, I'm just gonna switch the orientation on that because I know it'll drive me bonkers. So one last look at autumn notes, and then my husband has something to frame. He'll be giddy with joy. He loves getting the frames from Goodwill, and this is probably this might be the 7th shepherd bush notes that I have stitched, and you can call shepherd's bush and they have frames for each piece. In fact, you can see it on the picture here, and I'm not a big fan of this particular frame. I don't know what my problem is, but it just doesn't do it for me. So I'm thinking this time I might let my husband frame a notes pattern. But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at on that. So hopefully next time I see you, it won't have been a month and I'll have that framed, and I can show off my husband's framing skills. He does a great job. What else have I stitched on? Well, tonight is is All Hallows. It's the day before All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve is Halloween. Today's the 30th of October. So I did not get this. I did not get my little Quaker finished. Darn it. But oh well. Halloween Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I worked on this I think only 2 times since last I saw you. I think last time I saw you, I hadn't done the tree or the house, and I don't think I'd done this, is that a hexagon, you guys? There's that an octagon. 8. Yeah, octagon, 8 sides. Like octopus. I did think that through. So anyway, yeah, I'm a little sad that I didn't get that done, but that's okay. It'll be a good palette cleanser when, you know, I need a quick little project. And on this one, I think, yeah, it's just 4 it's just 4 fancy flosses. So luckily I had them all in stash, so I just used what I had. So there we go. Last look at autumn or Halloween Quaker, and I'll just pull this out periodically throughout the year, but it's probably done seeing daylight for 2025 because yeah, I got other things I need to stitch. Okay, so there's the 3rd piece of stitching I did. The other thing that I stitched on, and again, it's been a while. So I did a little work on Harbor Haven, and this is where I'm at. So I got her cute little guy in his yellow rain slicker, and then I got the flag. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one, I think number 7 is now finished. Let me just take a look. Is that right? Yeah, number 7 is now finished. So then I will jump on to chart number 8, and I really want to get you know, scene or chart number 8 done by the end of the year, because it's 12 long. So that would mean I'd have 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'd have 4 charts to do next year, and then I'll have a finish in 2026. So that would be killer, right? I'd love to get that done. I don't know why my brain is so scattered today. I feel like I'm just talking at you and saying weird things. So just forgive me. Just forgive me. Just give me a little grace. I visited Mom today, and memory care was bonkers in there. Their heart's in the right place. They decided to do a little pre-Halloween party, so they were making cupcakes for the residents, and they had music playing, so there was cooking going on, so there was lots of things to see visually, and they were frosting the cupcakes, and then they had music, and all the residents were in the dining room, and they all wanted cupcakes. And so my mom kept saying, those look really good up there. And I'm like, yeah, I know, they're cooking them, you know, they're gonna put them in the oven, and then you'll have some. And she just couldn't get over those cupcakes. She was like, you know, I think there's something up there that I should. And I'm like, Mom, you'll get a cupcake, don't panic. So I'm a little rattled, and then, you know, people got cupcakes with ice cream, and then the ice cream was falling on the floor, and they were all asking for help. It was a deal. All I can say is I'm actually glad I was there, so I could offer a little help and assistance to those residents, because it was actually way too much. In my humble opinion, not being a, memory care caregiver, just as a family member observing, they should have skipped the make the cupcakes step. They should have just bought cupcakes and passed them out, because it was rocking and rolling in there. Those poor people. All right. Anyway, okay, you guys, seriously, that's all I've got to show you. I have 3 things that I've stitched on, but I do have some plans, a couple of things that I want to accomplish by the time 2025 is over. So let's just transition into plans quickly. Like I said, I do want to get one more chart done in Harbor Haven by the end of the year. So that is number 1. I really, really want to do that. I am halfway through a Mill Hill beaded ornament. And so I want to finish that. It's gnome with bells, which I probably showed you maybe 3 episodes back. So if you need a refresher on what that is, you can go back a couple of episodes. So Harbor Haven, gnome with bells. And then the third thing, excuse me, I have hiccups all of a sudden. The third thing that I want to get done this month in November, I'm probably jinxing myself, knock on wood and all that superstitious stuff, right? Is I still have not FFO'd my 12 days of Christmas stockings. They have been in the under the bed box for a year. So I really, really have got to, blow the dust off those things and get them finished, because I want them up on my Christmas tree. So those are the 3 things that I absolutely have got to accomplish. After that, I don't know what my focus is going to be in terms of other stitching. I'd really like to finish Little Leaves by Avalia Folk Embroidery. If you're a Krista West fan like I am, she just put up a new FlossTube yesterday. I only had about 20 minutes, so I've watched the first 20 minutes of her FlossTube. Krista is delightful as always, so if you have time in your day and you need a FlossTube, I would suggest watching Krista. Also, on the Avalia bandwagon, I do watch the Curious Crafters, Anna and Carolyn has finished her Little Leaves. I mean, she's finished it and gifted it. So if you want to see that finished, go over to the Curious Crafters latest FlossTube. It was put up a couple of weeks ago. I just have not had a minute to sit down and watch FlossTube. So if there's something you hope I have seen and I'm not talking about it, just shoot me a message and let me know. Hey, Robin, would you get up to speed on this? So yeah, that's the other thing that I'd really like. I'd really like to have a finish on that. There's a million things that I want to stitch, right? There's so much stuff. And, oh, I have registered for the Jingle Ball. I have only taken, I have 2 fingers up, but it's one. I've only taken one class. So I am taking Kathy Haberman's perforated needle book, the Poinsettia needle book, and that has got pre-stitching. So I also have to do my pre-stitching for the Jingle Ball. So I've got like four things kind of sitting on my plate for November, and I'm good with it. Yeah, all stitching is good stitching, right? But I need to, I need to get some more hours behind the needle. Okay, so what have I been doing? Like I hinted, I've been goofing around. After I came home from Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, like a week, maybe, was it a week? I'm gonna look at my calendar. It was 2 weeks later. I and my friend Lynn went to North Carolina to visit our friend Sumi, who's my best friend from high school, and we went to Buxton, North Carolina. Does that name sound familiar? It should, because Buxton is all over the news right now. We flew in to Raleigh. Sumi picked us up. We spent the night in Raleigh, and then we drove about 4.5 hours down to Buxton. And that was when 2 hurricanes were off the Carolina coast. And so there were record swells. And the day that we got to our rental house in Buxton was the day that 5 of those beach houses fell into the Atlantic. And we were 2 blocks away from this. I'm not exaggerating. I like to exaggerate, give it a little zhuzh on the drama, right? I don't have to zhuzh this story. We were 2 blocks away from where these 5 houses went down the first day we were in North Carolina. We had 20-foot swells out in the Atlantic, and where our house was that we rented, there's nobody in front of us. There's no houses in front of us. It's just beach. And so those waves were crashing into the house that we were staying in. Now, all of these houses, if you've seen the news from North Carolina, all of these houses are up on stilts, for lack of a better term. And so there's a carport underneath the house. The house was actually 3 stories tall. So when you put the dumb thing on stilts, it's 4 stories up in the air. And so there was a house immediately to our left that was a greenhouse. And I, jokingly said, if that house goes down, I'm out of here. Okay, we have been obsessively watching, I have, and all the others that were on the trip with us, there was a total of 5 of us, have been obsessively watching this greenhouse in Buxton. It fell yesterday. Yeah. It was crazy. And so like the first full day we were there, so we got into Buxton on that Monday, and that's when 4 houses fell. And then Tuesday, I think 3 more fell. And Tuesday, most of the debris was still to the left of us. I mean, we could see it, and high tide was supposed to be like 11 p.m. So there were pretty good swells, and we could start to hear debris clinking on the stilts underneath the house. And then high tide hit about 11 p.m. and that house rocked. I mean, rocking and rolling. And the house had 8 bedrooms. All of them had their own bath. It was absolutely, the most amazing place I've ever stayed. And I was on the top floor. I was on floor 3, so it was actually 4 stories up. I am not exaggerating. The poles where you turn on the ceiling fan were going like this. The house was swinging. The water in the potty was swishing. And I'm like, I'm laying on the bed, and the bed feels like we're in an airplane in turbulence. When we got up on Wednesday morning, I'm like, I don't know, you guys. I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I don't know if we're safe. And, you know, at that point, high tide had gone. We went down, and all that debris that had been to the left was now piled in front of the place that we were renting. And, you know, it was 5 feet tall, and it just seemed like, you know, just miles deep. It wasn't miles deep, but it was, you know, all the debris from like 8 houses is now washing down the beach, and it's clunking under our house. And when I got nervous, I mean, like really, I think we're not supposed to be here nervous, is when we were walking down the steps off of one of the lower decks, and I looked over the railing, and I could see a big something, and I don't know, I didn't know what it was at the time. I mean, it was like, you know, a big piece of equipment was just dangling by the power cord that was still plugged in under the house. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. And it had a platform that it sat on. That had been washed out to sea. That was gone. This thing was just dangling inches above the water, but it's still plugged into the power. That's when, luckily, the guy who was there when we checked into the house was there, and he was putting up like barricading stuff, mesh, I don't know what you call it. It's that construction stuff, that orange stuff, like, you know, temporary fencing, I guess. He was putting that up, and I'm like, can you come here and look at something? And he's like, well, let me finish over here. And he finally came, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it's still plugged in. And he goes, yeah, he goes, that might be the HVAC. Like, oh my gosh. At which point he said, I think you guys should call customer, you know, the customer service people and tell them what you're seeing, because also at that point, the concrete pad that was, you know, part of the carport, the concrete had fallen off and was now, you know, bashing around underneath the stilts because the sand had washed out from underneath it. So anyway, my girlfriend Sumi called. And then I talked to the lady, and I'm like, yeah, there's this thing, it's plugged in, it's dangling over the water. The guy thinks it might be the HVAC. And can you send somebody out? Because we don't know if we're still safe. The guy came out, talked to my girlfriend Sumi, and basically said, yeah, you need to leave immediately. So God bless them. They sent us an hour up the road and checked us into a very safe property, which had 12 bedrooms, all with attached bathrooms. We were in like the ooh la la places there in North Carolina. So it was quite the adventure. And then of course, we were like, well, let's go see Kitty Hawk. We're in Kill Devil Hills, which is where Kitty Hawk is, and the museum. And we drive up there, and we're like, oh, for crying out loud, there's a government shutdown. We can't go. It's closed. There's nobody there to welcome us to Kitty Hawk. So that was crazy. But because of that, we went to 4 bookstores. Yep, we went to 4 bookstores. So that was super fun. And then, you know, after all of that, you know, excitement and drama, the rest of the vacation was great. We had a really good time. Came home. 10 days after I came home, I went down to Ashland, Oregon with my girlfriend, Jackie, who I used to work with. Hi, Jackie. And we spent 5 days in Ashland, Oregon, attending the Ashland Mystery Fest. There were 18 cozy mystery authors there. It was absolutely the best time. And each and every one of the people at that convention were just, they're my people. They love cozy mysteries. They write them. We met Ellie Alexander, who put on the convention. It was glorious. So, all that to say, I've had adventures in North Carolina. I had a fantastic experience at Ashland Mystery Fest. Ashland, Oregon is also where the Shakespeare Festival is, so I got to attend with Jackie a production of As You Like It. It was fantastic. We also listened to Louise Penny's Still Life. It's the first in her Three Pines mystery series, and they did like an old time radio show the local NPR did. It was fantastic. So it's books, you guys. Books. I have my pile of things that like I said, I went to 4 bookstores in North Carolina, and then I went to Mystery Fest. Let me show you. They fell. Some of them fell. I have a lot of reading ahead of me. I have so much good reading, I can't even tell you. Plus 3 more that hit the dirt. Ellie Alexander, you guys, she's my fave. So yeah, it's been books, and more books. So I have to figure out how to stitch and read paper books, because as you can see, I have a whopping pile. But I'm not bad about it. Not at all. I'm like, this is my happy spot. Stitching, books, happy spot. Oh, and the last thing I have to tell you is I have decided that I also need to learn how to stitch Sashiko. And so I have bought a little kit. I have stitched my first little Sashiko, and I'm working on my second. And this is making my brain spin in my noggin, because Sashiko, you almost pleat the fabric on the point of the needle. You're not going down and up and down and up. The needle is pretty much parallel to the fabric, and then with your other hand, you're manipulating the fabric onto the point of the needle. Let me tell you, that is a completely different stitching experience than cross stitch, and I'm here for it. So I'm having a great time trying to learn a little bit about Sashiko. So you guys, that's my update. I hope that you found that enjoyable. I appreciate you all being here and listening to my, me ramble about my nonsense, but I've been having a really great time. I will admit that I did slightly lose my stitchy bug, because it's like, I gotta read all the books, but it's back. I just need to kind of, put my stitchy booky size together and find a happy medium. So, because as you know, for the longest time it's been all cross stitch all day long from morning to night, and I could only listen to books, audiobooks. I did very little reading of paper books, but now I got paper books that I need to fit into the rotation, which I'll figure it out. So anyway, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. It's all good. It's all good. It's all making me happy. All right, you guys, I hope you are happy with whatever it is you're doing, be it stitching, be it reading. I don't know, maybe you're fixing a car. I don't know, but I hope it's giving you all the happy vibes. So tomorrow is Halloween, so happy Halloween. I hope you get cute trick-or-treaters. We're 3 blocks away from an elementary school, so we always get cute trick-or-treaters. So all right, I'm gonna let you go. Stitch happy, my friends, and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye.